Close your eyes. Turn inward. Take a deep inhalation through your nose, growing. Holding and pausing, a moment of silence. And exhaling. Sending everything out of your body you don't want to have. And when you exhale, your navel draws towards your spine and you come to a natural curve in your spine. Your chin goes towards your chest. Inhaling, you grow again, as if someone was pulling you on the tip of your head upwards. And just imagine as if you were pulling a light from the top of your head into your body with your inhalation, and with your exhalation you send this light down all the way to your pelvic area. If you want, you can also set Mula Bandha, your root lock, if you are familiar with it. Over our breath, we arrive in the present moment, to be here in this room, connecting to our body, mind and spirit. Being an observer of our breath, but also of everything that happens inside and outside of us. So we are hearing the sounds, maybe of the wind, raindrops. We are aware of emotions, maybe tension in our body. We notice our thoughts, but everything without judgment. Everything is allowed to be there. With the next inhalation, also take your arms up above your head, holding here, pausing, and exhaling. Take your hands in front of your chest, let your thumbs touch your chest. Inhale, open again. If you like, you can also look up to your hands, pausing, and exhaling. Do this one more time. And now we're going to chant 3 Oms with the same movement. We will inhale together. And with our exhalation, sing Om. your hands in front of your chest and feel silence after all, which is just as important as the Om. Feel your breath, your chest rising with every inhalation, pressing against your thumbs, with your exhalation sinking inward. Maybe you even feel your own heartbeat. After you don't hear the gong anymore, you can begin to gently open your eyes. Keeping your connection inward. Namaste. I think today is a very important transition period, day, and let us use this to send positive vibrations by harmonizing our inner body and sending this harmony outward. So we share it with the whole world. We're going to start with a gentle warming up practice. We can open our legs, spread them as wide as possible. You want to have something underneath your hips so they're a little bit tilted forward. You may use anything to be comfortable. And we're going to inhale, lift again our arms up. And with our exhalation, we turn to our left side first and we exhale, coming down to our leg. Inhaling, rising again up to the center and exhaling, coming down to the right. And just continue this flow in your own breathing rhythm, growing in your spine, looking up with your inhalation and shrinking towards your leg with your exhalation. And if you like, with your exhalation, open your mouth. And do the ocean breath, the Ujjayi breath. Imagining as if you were blowing a mirror. You can close your eyes and try to really feel the movement from inside, the energy, the muscles. And if in any given moment you wish to stay a few breaths in one side, allow yourself to relax and rest on one side before you move on to the next one. Side one last time. Your very own pace. a cross-legged position. We're going to start doing some Sufi circles. So it's very similar, but now we're going to start rotating our spine. We come forward with a straight spine. Our shoulders go back, and then we turn to the left. We go back, curving our spine, come to the right, and then forward. So start doing them quite slowly first. Connecting the breath with the movement. Start adding some pranayama to the movement, balancing our brain sides, so our left brain and our right brain. We're going to take our right hand and put it on our index and our middle finger. We put it on our third eye, and we close our nostril, our right nostril with our thumb. So we only breathe through our left nostril. So by breathing through our left nostril, we are actually activating our right brain. And we are also connecting to our inside. This is a more softer, intuitive, gentle part of us. Start to count our inhalation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. So do the counting for yourself in your head. Maybe you want to be slower or faster, but just be aware of your inhalation, its length. Also, counting helps you to stay connected to your breath, to not be thinking of anything that is not relevant in this practice, maybe. And let's try to extend our inhalations, so become slower, take deeper inhalation. Maybe double the length, so if you were counting until 4, maybe try 8 seconds inhalation and 8 seconds exhalation. Notice the difference. Everything slowing down. Let's get a bit faster. So we're going to start taking deep inhalations and exhalations in the way of Vastrika breath. left nostril. And exhale, relax. And for the other side, if you are sitting in a cross leg, maybe you want to also take the other leg in front of it, so you change and balance it also. We have our favorite side always, but let's try to balance. And we're going to start slowly again, inhaling, coming forward, exhaling now, circling to your right. Take your left arm, your middle and index finger, and close your right nostril with your ring finger. Sorry, your left nostril with your thumb, and just inhale and exhale through your right nostril. Activating your left brain. Maybe at this point you notice that it's easier for you to breathe through one nostril than the other. Whichever nostril is more free. It means this is the energy you are most tuned in with. So your right nostril is connecting you to your yang side, your active side. Everybody has both, yin and yang. Begin to count your breath. Now, double your breath if possible. Breathing slower. Faster in the Bhastrika breath. like put something soft underneath your knees and spread your fingers. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. And begin by just playing a little bit with your weight, shifting it from right to left, maybe making an 8 with your body. With your inhalation, you come forward. With your exhalation, you come back. Maybe you want to sink low and high. Be a little bit playful, explorative. Tuning into the needs of your body. What does your body need? Yoga is really about making time to be connecting with your body. So even though the teacher is guiding you and showing you possibilities, your body is always your first teacher and lets you know what it needs if you learn to listen. And then we come to the center. We start doing some cat-cow. So we inhale, we look up, our navel comes to the floor, our buttocks sticks out. And imagine like these 2 points on the tip of your head and at the end of your pelvis. And with the exhalation, they curl towards each other. So you're curving your spine. Inhaling, they're spreading away from each other. And exhaling, curling, rolling towards each other. Weight into your hands, push into the ground. By pushing into the ground with your hands and knees, you receive stability from the ground. Trusting into the ground, knowing it is always there for you, giving you support, stability. Coming to a neutral spine, and keep your hands stretched forward, and now glue them so they're fixed, and move with your pelvis back. So you're giving your shoulders and your arms a good stretch. And then also sink with your heart, chest towards the ground. From here, we come into a plank, so we stretch out our legs. If this is too much for your wrists, feel free to also come on your elbows here, so see how you feel. And stay here for a few breaths, feeling the strength of your core. Gently bring your butt cheeks together, draw your navel in, activating your core energy. If you like, you don't have to, you can take one of your foot. So I'm going to take my left foot on your right heel. And then do also the other foot. And from here, we lift our pelvis, we come into the downward dog. If you like, bend one knee after the other. And if you are bending a knee, really pull your knee in one direction and pull with the other leg in the other direction. So really stretching the lower part of your ankles. And then we're gonna walk with our hands to our feet. Here, we're just going to relax. Let your upper body just sink towards the ground. Let your head hang loose. If you like, you can do yes and no movements with your head. Or maybe swing with your upper body side to side. Anything that relaxes you even more in this position. Bend our knees and we take our arms up. Come here into the chair position. And maybe try to sink as low as you can. And from here we take our hands down. We're going to start walking a little bit in this position. Eventually opening our legs as wide as we can and staying here, relaxing your shoulders backwards, doing a few bouncing movements. Take your knees as much as you can outwards. You can support your legs with your arms, rotating with your hands, rotating your thighs backwards. And then stretch your legs up. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come with a straight spine down. Move with your hands through your legs. And stay there for a few breaths. Then take your hands on your hips. And with a straight spine, you come up again. Inhaling, taking your arms with you. Exhaling, coming down. This time we interlace our hands behind our back and we take them over our head. Let your hands pull you back up. Release. Inhale, take your hands up. Exhale. Interlace your fingers the other way. So the other thumb comes up. Stretching out our arms, our shoulder height. We rotate our right foot in, the left foot completely out. And now imagine someone was pulling you on your left hand, on your upper body to the left side. And then from here, we sink down to our leg. Your right arm is an extension with your left arm, making one line. Moving our right arm above our head, we bend our knee and we come up. Change your legs. Now someone is pulling you on your right hand to the side. Inhale and exhale, come down towards your right leg for the other side. Trikonasana, this is a triangle pose. Triangle, a very powerful symbol, reoccurring in the universe, different patterns, designs. And slowly come up. Now walk with your feet towards each other so that they're hip wide open. Or if you want, if you feel more comfortable, you can also close them. When you want, we inhale. We interlace our fingers, only our index finger is stretched out, so like a gun or pistol. We make ourselves really tall, and with your exhalation, we come to our right side like a moon. Your left hip is coming outward. And inhale, return to your center, exhale to your left. And continue. This is a very good practice to open up the flanks, the side of your body. So really support this movement with your breath. Come to the center. We bend our knees, we come into a type of chair position. And if you can, find your way on the ground, sitting on your knees. If you cannot sit on your knees, find another position that's comfortable for you. That we are inhaling, you can stay on your knees. We are inhaling, we receive energy from the universe. And with our exhalation, we give this energy to Mother Earth. And if you like, you can be on your knees with your inhalation and exhale, come down, forward. Imagining this image of giving, receiving and giving. Next time when we are receiving, we bring our hands together in Namaste. And we exhale, bringing our hands down first, and then our forehead comes down. Stay in this position of devotion for a few breaths. Gently come vertebra by vertebra, rolling yourself into a sitting position. We're going to come on our hands and knees again, and from here on our elbows. So you can measure the distance of the width of your arms by holding your elbow in one hand, and then stretch them out. And we're going to stretch out one leg, the left leg first, and we inhale, we lift it high up, and exhale, we take it down. Do this a few times, and you're breathing. Try to keep the legs straight, so we are not bending in our knees. Inhale, we lift the leg, exhale, take it down. Now we're going to change the movement. We're going to take our knee towards our elbow. We're going to inhale doing this, and exhale, kick the leg back. Inhale. kicking an obstacle away from you, something you don't want to have. And then we come, keeping our leg bent, and now we open our leg to the side, inhaling, lifting it up, exhaling, coming down. 3 more times. Come on our hands. And we keep our knee in the air and we put it behind our hands. We're going to come into the pigeon position where we're going to be relaxing. So if it's possible to put it in a right angle, otherwise you can also bend it as much as you can. And then sink down with your right knee as far as you can down. And then come on the tip of your fingers and stretch out your spine, rotating your hips a little bit, making sure it's in the right place. When you're ready, you can walk with your hands, again lowering, coming either on your elbows or even, if you like, even on your forehead. So see how you feel, relaxing in this position. Slowly, we walk with our hands backwards, growing again in our spine, and taking our knee back. Maybe you want to shake your leg, relaxing it. And then we turn again on your elbows to do the other side. So now we're going to stretch out our right leg and try to have your foot flexed. So your toes are going down, your heel goes a little bit out. And we inhale, we lift our legs straight, exhale. Now we're going to come to the other movement. So take your knee to the center and exhale, kick away. It helps to make a sound, it gives you more strength. Wakes up your life force. And we bend our knee and we lift to the side, inhaling, exhaling. Strengthening also our core muscles. Feel your core muscles also being activated. Three more times. And then we come on our hands and we take our knee behind our hands. If you need to correct it, if you want to come in child's pose, not so fine. And we sink down with our left knee, lower. Coming on the tip of our fingers, stretching up. Moving our hips a little bit so everything falls into place with the joints. And then when you feel ready, you can sink lower, walking with your hands slowly forward, coming on your elbows, or maybe even your forehead. upwards, going again, and shaking our leg. Cover your hands and knees and come into the downward dog. And now we're going to not walk with our hands to our feet, but with our feet to our hands, and even through our hands. So we walk further, and then we bend our knees, we sit down. You can make a jump back, so your legs are stretched out. And we're going to take our hands next to our pelvis, take your toes to your body, and do a few of these, shaking your legs. Try to keep your spine straight, so your hands are supporting so that your spine stays straight. Now we just do one leg. And the other. Both together. And relax. Now we're going to give weight to our hands. We roll over our heels and we come into the reverse tabletop. And here, if you feel your neck is hurting, you can take your chin to your chest and keep it like this. Or try to relax your head. Take your pelvic area up towards the ceiling, your chest up. And we come slowly, slowly down. Now we come the other direction, so we sit up tall and then we sink with our exhalation, drawing your navel in and curving low to your legs. And slowly we roll vertebra by vertebra again to sitting. Sit in a meditative seat for a few breaths. Imagining your head being bright like a light bulb and shining, brightening everything in this room, outside of this room, like a big light shining next to the San Miguel. Harmonizing everything it touches, bringing it into balance, peace and lightness. Let's come into Shavasana, lying on our back. You can use a blanket, put some clothes on, or try keeping your eyes closed, see how you feel. So Shavasana really is the integration phase of the yoga. We're letting our body integrate everything it just experienced. And energetically, we really calm down our whole nervous system, especially also our mind, that has a tendency to want to jump into thoughts or action. But just relax here. Trying to keep connected to your breath or to your body sensation. Everything related to the here and now.